Panasonic, ideas for life.
There's a lot of athletes out there and a lot of volunteers, so thank you again for making this all possible. The athletes. First, we'll start off on this side with Kenneth. Kenneth is won this race in 2010. Kenneth is he won the Toronto Marathon 3 times. He's run 2:07 several times. He's probably run one of the few athletes that has run as many 2:07s in the world. I would say he's probably one of the top 5 when it comes to that. Last year he didn't have a great race. I think he was a little banged up when he came here, but I think his training has been going well from what I've been told, and I think we're going to see some good things from Kenneth. Shitai Demechu out of Ethiopia. Shitai has now run 7 times under 2:30. She finished recently second in the Hong Kong Standard Chartered Hong Kong Marathon. She's also just recently won a race in China. Shitai is probably one of the smaller athletes out here, but she has one of the largest hearts. So I think you're going to see her be very competitive on Sunday, and she's a very tough runner, and I think this course suits her because there's a lot of turns and some hills, and I think she's going to be very, very good in this course. Charles Canayo. Charles was a surprise winner last year. He took off early in the race, and he never came back, and everybody was kind of sitting and waiting around thinking Charles would come back, but it didn't happen. I think Charles has run a lot of races in the Southeast Asian region, and Charles basically is a good heat runner. So we know the conditions in Singapore. We have warm weather and humidity, and I think it suits Charles, and we'll see what happens. He has stiff competition this time, and I don't think they're going to let him get away like last year, so I think it's going to be a little bit different race here. Next to me is the 2-time champion, Irene Jaratic. Irene was 13th in the World Championships in Daegu, Korea. She seems to also run very well in the humidity. Irene's a tall athlete, and usually with courses with a lot of turns, taller athletes have difficulties, but it seems like she really likes it here, and this course has been very kind and it's been good to her. And next to Irene is Luke Cadet. He is your record holder. Luke ran 2:11 here several years ago, and I don't think anyone's come close to that, his record over the years. His manager told me he's here to break the record. I don't know if that's true. Is that true? Are you here to break the record, or yes, no? Huh? Yeah.
I want to try to break the record because I talk with the guys who can try to push the record. If we want to see if we can run that since the back or since the silsila, then we can see the last one if we can push.
So I guess we'll find out on Sunday. I guess Irene, 2 times champion, you coming back for a 3rd time. In good shape? Are you ready to go?
Okay, I'm ready to go for it. If I have chance, it depends on how the unit will be. I'll try my best.
Any strategy?
No.
No strategy.
Irene, what will it mean to you if you were to win it for the 3rd time? What does it mean to you?
I think I'll be so happy and so great, and I can express Singapore is a standard challenge, it's my life.
Charles, last year you surprised everyone. Nobody knew you. This year everyone knows you. So, anything different?
For me, it will look like it will be difficult because I can be a former champion this year. I will survive or no.
You survive. That's a good way. Shitai, you run consistently 2:26 several times, 7 times under 2:30. Your first time here. I know you raced some tough courses. How do you feel about how's training going, and what do you think for this weekend?
I think maybe it is, I don't know, maybe for the weather, but maybe good time.
Good time? Any strategy for the first half?
Yeah.
How fast you want to go? Ah, never said, huh? Okay, I'll leave that. Kenneth, you had some injury difficulties over the last year. Supposedly those are behind you. How's training been, and what do you think for this Sunday?
Now I'm good, but I hope to on Saturday to do this very well.
Any strategy?
No.
No strategy?
Yeah.
You're not saying?
But I support keep. We will try to make this time to run very faster and to make a good time.
What I'm planning to run fast and to make sure that I finish with a good time. Last year I came, I didn't finish because of my leg, but last year, I finished, I had become #1. So I want to make sure this time I will become #1.
Well, I think we have a good group of athletes, and I think it's going to be a very competitive race, especially on the women's side. I'm hoping to have a real, dogfight out there between Irene, Shitai, Alvatina, Ivanova from Russia. I think you're going to see this. They're tough mentally, these athletes, and I think you're going to see a really great race. On the men's side, I think you're going to see a different race than last year. They're not going to let anyone go out and steal the race. Last year, the race was sort of stolen. I think they all learned their lesson. So I think it's going to unfold a little bit differently this year. So, yeah. Well, this is a challenging race because of the heat and humidity. It's going to be, probably 30 degrees Celsius at the finish. You have high humidity here. Remember, a lot of these athletes are from altitude where it's very dry. And it may be warm during the day, but you don't have that humidity. So I think the important thing for them is going to be drink early, drink often, and not be too cautious, but understand the conditions. Well, I think the advice we're going to go tomorrow is just basically make sure you take your fluids early. And it doesn't matter if you're an elite athlete or you're running 4 hours. The first water stop, the first time you can take in fluids, very important, because those are the fluids you're going to use at 25 kilometers, 30 kilometers in your body. When you get to 30 kilometers and you're taking in fluids, it really doesn't do anything to the end of the race. So I think our big advice is for everyone, make sure you take in fluids very early on in the race.
I think we've had to very deliberately manage the numbers down in order to ensure the capacity on the roads and the eventual capacity at the Padang will provide an enjoyable experience. Yesterday, when I was at the race pack collection and the sports expo that's happening at the Singapore Expo, even as we speak, the level of anticipation and the enthusiasm was very palpable. Right, we cleared more than 16,000 pack collections yesterday, which is a sizable number. And the people came and you could see the level of energy, and that gave our volunteers a certain boost. So, I just want to put in a word and say that the volunteers are also really looking forward to the event, and they've been holding up and serving very well. We should be very proud of them. I don't have the final number. Yesterday at the expo, there were another more than 50 more people who went to the booth to get their video cheers there. So as the expo continues to run over the next 2 days, you'll see more and more people coming up to cheer. And well, this event is here to stay. And we know that even with the SEA Games, we will still run this marathon for Singapore. It's an event that stands on its own and attracts a huge number of enthusiasts. And we're not about to disappoint anybody. So you can be sure that in 2014, 2015, the event will still be run.